Chenango County 4-H Janet again. Today we're going to do a simple art activity that has a little bit of math in it, so it's actually considered a STEAM activity. We are going to create some scribble art. We're going to learn shapes today. We're going to do some measurements if you are using a straight edge or ruler. We're also going to talk about colors, our primary colors versus our secondary colors. So the materials that you'll need for today's project are drawing paper or some sort of plain paper. If it's not a thick, heavyweight paper, please make sure you have newspaper underneath, especially if you are using paints or markers to complete today's project. You'll also need a ruler to draw your shapes, or you can have shapes themselves. You can have something circular like this roll of tape, or you can have something rectangular like this box of toothpicks. You'll also need a black pen to draw your shapes and to draw your scribble lines as well. In addition to that, today I will be using Sharpie markers because I'm a big fan of bright colors. So I have 6 different colors here with me today to complete our artwork. So just to highlight what we're doing, I actually made up some samples ahead of time. In this picture, I used a rectangle, circle, and triangle shape. This one, I used just different circles, different size circles actually, to complete the project. And in this one is just a series of circles as well. So, to begin our project, after we have our newspaper down, or if you're using your sketchbook, you're probably going to want to either stick newspaper in between the pages or I'll sacrifice a page in between. You can see when I did mine, I have a little bit of ink that ran through from the Sharpies. So I'm just going to find a clean page. Actually take one of my used pages out, stick it in between so I'm not being wasteful. And I'm just going to draw some shapes. I'm a big fan of the circles. I thought they turned out really cool, so I'm just going to take my roll of clear packing tape, set it on my paper, draw a few circles on our page, like so. So you'll have 3 circles, at least I have 3 circles. Please feel free to use a bunch of different shapes. It's really a cool project. All right, this is the fun part. You get to scribble all over the paper and your art teacher's not going to complain about your scribbling. So just pick a side. I'm left-handed. Normally start on the left-hand side. And you're just going to do a bunch of scribbles, circles, different type of loop-de-loops, whatever you want, all over your paper, making sure that you go through each and every circle to cut them into different shapes. So the nice thing about this project is no 2 projects will ever look the same. As you can see, this is one I've just completed. Now, it's really important. I'm pretty close to the edges of my lines. If you're a perfectionist or you have a little bit of OCD like I do, you might want to use some fine tip markers as opposed to the thicker tip markers to keep your colors in the lines. To get started, you're just going to pick a color that you like. You can color however you want. Usually when I'm coloring this project, I like to start with one area and then I do every other little block to color so that I have different spaces in between. You guys can use 1 color, 2 colors, 3 colors, whatever you want. This is where you guys get to be totally creative in this project. So you're just going to color in. You can color in your shapes. You can color the loop-de-loops outside of your shapes. What's really cool about this project is that it's a nice artwork. We've got some motor skills going on with the coloring, shape identification, measuring, all sorts of good stuff. We're going to talk about primary colors. Our 3 primary colors, red, blue, and yellow, combined when you do your little combinations of them, you get your secondary colors, purple, orange, and green, and different shades in between of those basic colors. Now, this was really cool, and if I had my thinking cap on, I would have made this last week because Miss Rhonda's birthday was Sunday, and I could have made wrapping paper for her present. So if you don't want to hang these up or keep them in your sketchbook, think about that. Think about other uses for these these projects, these works of art. You could make them into wrapping paper, greeting cards. I know Miss Erica had posted last week about doing some greeting cards for the elderly members of our community. Great idea with these. You just color them, fold them, write a nice message inside, and get them mailed out. So you're just going to color and color and color and complete a pattern. And that is how you make scribble art. This is a great project for clover buds all the way up through high schoolers. I love to color when I'm stressed. This helps me to de-stress, gets my creative thinking cap on as well, and I do a lot of thinking while I'm coloring. So I hope you have a great day, Shenango County 4-H, and we'll see you next time.